Okay, before we get to the Rachel episode, we got some, I think, Taylor tea. We felt like we needed to squeeze into this episode because Rachel Lindsay is a part of our intro. We recorded it yesterday with her. And because there's going to be no Going Deeper episode next week, I don't know if we could sit on this information until the new year. So I just want to give it to you now. I was curious about all these rumors circulating around potential engagements between Travis and Taylor. There's been rumors about Travis asking for Taylor's hand in marriage with her dad, things like that. There's been speculation about a ring Taylor's been wearing and speculation about it being $100,000 worth. Did you hear any of that, Allie?
No, but sounds great to me.
Yeah.
Can I get $100,000 ring?
Well, it's not. Travis didn't give her a ring. The ring she's been wearing isn't worth $100,000. I asked my friend close to the situation, all these engagement rumors, silly, or is there something there? I assumed it was silly. The response was, it's been 3 months. They're not crazy. He hasn't asked her dad for permission. And there's going to be no engagement anytime soon. They've only been dating for 3 months. Like, I think they're having a very normal as you can be when you're Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, early relationship. He didn't skip practice to throw her a money is no object rager. And he also didn't throw her a pre-birthday bash. He's still focused on football. He's still been playing well too. I don't know. So anyways, Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce, from what I can tell inside my contacts, that no one's asked for permission. No one's getting engaged, certainly over the holidays, or I think really any time in the early next year. It's only been 3 months. How long did she date Joe for?
6 or 7 years.
Yeah. There you go. So there you have it. Merry Christmas to Taylor and Travis. I hope whatever you guys do this holiday season in the new year, you enjoy each other.
He's playing on Christmas Day.
There you go.
Aren't he and Jason both playing?
Probably, maybe. Not each other.
No.
Yeah.
They already played. They played the Monday before Thanksgiving.
Okay. Well, there you go. Taylor, just for anyone who was worried that Taylor and Travis might be moving too fast or getting a little out of control, or that he's already asked Taylor's father for permission to propose, none of that seems to be actually going on. So that's the tea. We'll keep it real tight and short. So, all right, let's get to Rachel. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another new and exciting episode of the Viall Files Going Deeper edition. I'm your host, Nick, joined by the household. The team is here, and we're doing things a bit different once again for Going Deeper because we have a professional in the house. We have an icon. She knows exactly what she's doing. We don't need to do an intro without this guest. No, because this guest, you know her, you love her, friend of show, the one, the only, Rachel Lindsay. Rachel Lynn.
Yes,
Lindsay.
government name.
Yeah.
You guys, thank you for having me.
Oh, so happy to have you
I'm scared
back.
to have the microphone after that intro. That was quite the intro. You had Justin Sylvester on here, so I was like, I got to be here.
There you go.
Yeah, I have to be here.
You talk to Justin
episode.
every morning.
Every morning.
Why? I mean,
We're really close.
I don't talk to anyone every morning.
We're really close.
What are y'all talking about?
I've already talked to him this morning. Well, he interviewed Rihanna. So we talked about that. He posted it. He had an umbrella out. It happened to be raining right when he started his interview. And I was like, come on, you guys are iconic. He always has this huge moment with her. And I don't do red carpets anymore with extras. So I was jealous and I was vicariously trying to live through him. So that was the start of our conversation. And then it just trickles. We basically do this.
Yeah.
We
talk
do
pop culture.
We talk pop
Let's run down the list. Like, who are you talking shit about?
Our friend Nesrin, she's Black Prince. She's a photographer on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
She just posted a photo with her and Rihanna, and she said that Rihanna pointed at her and said, "You," and that was the first person she took a photo with was Nesrin.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, to be pointed out by Ree.
If you're looking for a good photographer ever, because
yeah, she's great.
we're
She's
all
amazing.
like in LA looking
You.
for people.
Like Rihanna's like you.
She is.
she might be out of my league now.
No, truly.
Well, yeah,
She's
maybe.
expensive now.
No, she'll hook it up. We'll give you the friend discount.
No, she's amazing.
Thank you.
She is great.
But
How you been?
I'm good. I feel like this year, I normally say odd years are my years, but it has not been my year. A lot of changes, a lot of growth. I went to Europe for 2 weeks, with a friend, and that was just a resetting moment that I didn't even know I needed.
When did you go to Europe?
I went the first week of September through the mid-September.
Recently, where'd you go?
I went to Italy, and I'd never been to Italy before. And I went for a week, and then a little over a week, and then I went to Paris, which I also had never been
Fun.
before. But we did south of Italy, and I really had one of those moments where I felt baptized in the water. Like I went in, I went out, I let go of so many things. Like work had become very toxic. I didn't feel like I fit in anymore there, even though that had defined me for 3 years as well. I was like, should I leave? I'm afraid to leave. And then I'm like, Rachel, you've done this before. You stopped practicing law to pursue all of this. So that was changing a lot for me. You know, we're working on having a kid. Congratulations to you.
Oh my
Renee.
gosh,
Congratulations.
you are.
And it's like sometimes that's not as easy as you think. You think,
Yeah.
okay, when I'm ready, it'll happen. And then it doesn't. So that's like been a little bit of a struggle too. So it's just a lot of change. I'm ready for a restart button for
Mhm.
2024, but everything is good. Like I feel very much at peace. I have a lot of more time to just do the things that I want to do and figure out what's next. So I'm trying to not freak out because I'm so used to controlling everything and just being.
Uncertainty can be scary.
Yes,
But
yes.
I feel like, you're a person who bets on themselves,
Yes.
as I,
And wins.
and wins.
I like to think that. I like
Yeah.
to think that.
Yeah, overall, you're
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
a winner. Why
It's
did you,
been good.
Why did you leave Extra?
I just, leadership changed. The woman who hired me wasn't there my last year. And so it's like sports reference here. When the new coach comes in, they bring in their new team,
Yeah.
their people that they want, to work with them. And so they brought in new people, and I just really didn't fit in what they were building. And there was a lot of frustration there. There was a lot of, I don't know, I'd never been in a situation where I started to question my worth and if I had the talent to be there, because that's how work made me feel. And so when I started to feel that way, I was like, I have to walk away from this. I have to protect my own sanity. Yeah, I've really started to doubt myself.
What'd you do about that?
I left.
And then immediately
Well, then I went to Europe. I literally left.
went to Europe.
I went to the office. I told everybody goodbye. And then my contract was up.
Okay.
And so I told everybody goodbye. I didn't want to continue. And then the next day I left and went to Europe
And was reborn.
and was reborn. That's the word. I
When-
was reborn.
When you
Yes.
make a decision like that, do you fantasize? Because obviously you left on your own accord, but
Mhm.
changes were made to the point where, I don't know, you must not have felt at least some kind of love.
No, I did not.
Yeah.
Like flat out. I
Okay.
did not.
I don't want to put words in your mouth.
I did not feel it. I wasn't their girl.
Yeah.
That's really just what it came down to. I loved what I do. I just didn't love where I was doing it anymore. And that's just
So
what it came down
I
to.
guess my question is how is Rachel Lynn Lindsay? Lindsay. That's tougher to say.
I know.
Rachel Lynn Lindsay. What does it look like? What is Rachel Lynn Lindsay doing when the people running Extra are thinking, fuck that up? Got that wrong. We should have kept our girl. Like how are we going to make them? Because that's when I bet on myself.
Yeah.
I'm always like, how do I make sure these people regret it?
Okay.
I
don't want to gloat, but there's certain times where I'm like, I hope they saw that.
Yeah.
Like when I get to go guest co-host on The View, I'm like, I hope they were watching that. Because I know what I bring to the table, and I work well with people. I'm a team player. It was toxic. That's just all I'll say. And so but I'm trying to, and this is through therapy, that is my initial reaction. Exactly what you said. I'm kind of like,
Revenge.
I want that. Yeah, sure.
I mean, we're all
I'm
a little
honest.
toxic.
I'm honest. But if that's my motivation, then I'll never be satisfied in what I'm doing. So
Right.
I don't let
True. Yeah.
that drive me. But it feels good
I
good.
don't-
I'm very fortunate though that I still have my Spotify stuff. So can I say Spotify on here?
Yeah, you can say whatever the fuck you want. Rachel,
still-
we are no one owns us.
Okay.
You can do whatever the fuck.
That's nice.
People come
That's
in,
nice.
they're just like, label this, label that. I'm like, you didn't get canceled. We're not iHeart,
And then you don't fall into what happened to me this year. You work for yourself.
Yeah.
You work for yourself. No, I'm fortunate to still be doing what I do with Spotify and The Ringer. So I'm so good and blessed in that way. Now I have the time to figure out, okay, So what does next look like?
Yeah, what does it look like? The View?
I mean, a dream job. It would require me to move to New York, though. But like,
Sure.
that's the best job. Nobody's leaving. They have 6 co-hosts right now.
Well, no
They
one's
rotate.
leaving yet, but like sometimes you need to mix it up over at The View.
Listen,
Sometimes people overstay their welcome.
the EP's in my fantasy football league.
Oh.
So that helps.
Okay.
But they're great to me there. I love getting a guest co-host.
I haven't even been on the show as a guest.
Do you know why they started letting Bachelor people on after our time?
Yeah,
and now I don't even think they go on at all.
I want to ruffle some feathers with ladies on The View.
You would.
Yeah.
You would.
I love them. It's great.
I watch it every day, so it's a dream.
Who should we piss off today?
I don't know. I'm scared. I always manage to do it. I get that's the beauty of podcasting, right? You get comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, I'm just talking with old friends. We're having a good time. I'm comfortable. I'm about to take my shoes off. And then you realize, wait, millions of people
are
are
going to hear
listening.
this. Oh, shit.
It's when you see the headline, then you're like, damn it.
I just don't read it anymore.
I think I blacked out.
No,
Do you
it's
still-
inevitable.
Yeah, I don't read.
I don't read comments, but I still have Google alerts.
On yourself?
Yeah.
Are you psychotic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aren't we all a little bit?
I don't do Google alerts on myself.
I have for years.
Oh
just
my
have.
God,
I don't
that
always
gives
open
me
it.
anxiety to
No.
know that.
I don't always open them, but I have them. They definitely come in every day. They definitely do.
Wow.
I
do.
love to just
I've
like,
never said that
randomly read one about Nick to him because the headlines are always so fucked.
But
There's-
they're headlines.
I know.
And as Kris Jenner says, there's no such thing as bad publicity.
Well,
That's
I've been
just-
embracing that.
And look at you. Look what you're doing. Like,
Yeah.
no, people are talking about you. They're hate listening,
Yes.
which
Yes.
I personally love.
There's no better listener
Yeah.
than person who chimes in just to disagree with you. Those are the loyal ones.
You're the Stephen A. Smith
they're
of pop culture.
They're listening to every episode. And as I said, our rally recap episode with Paige and Josh Peck, go check that out. When people like, I'm curious how you feel about this. You cover a lot of topics, a lot of people. You've
Mhm.
covered peers of ours. You know,
Mhm.
you like myself are not afraid to speak your truth, which is what we love about you. And sometimes that will ruffle feathers.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I always get asked by people, it's like, well, do you not like these people? Is it like a personal thing? I'm like, I don't, most of these people I've never met.
Right.
So I have no opinion who they are. I am covering them on reality TV, or I'm covering what they put out on the internet. So I reserve the right to be wrong about them, and we don't know them. Because I let people know if I really don't like someone, you know what I do? I don't talk about them.
Exactly. You don't mess with them.
I don't use my platform to shine a light of any kind
Agree.
their way.
Yeah.
So that's how you really know if I'm
Agreed.
not a fan of you. Is this I just ignore your existence.
But the people who seem to get mad the most or are actually paying attention, it's Bachelor Nation.
Oh, yeah.
That's the people that, when I was doing a Bachelor-centered podcast, those are the people who, would be upset. And then I think that they were put off that I would maybe run into this somewhere and I'm like, hey, what's going on? And it was like,
Yeah. They're like,
wait, I'm like,
you just talk shit about me. No.
it's a job.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
I just analyze the situation.
Yeah.
I can't. And I'm finding that because I do Housewives, I'm friendly with several of the Housewives. And so I'm like, listen, I'm not going to attack you, but I'm going to give a critique.
Mm-hmm.
And that's part of putting yourself out there on a public platform.
Do they
Gotta
seem
take the good with the bad.
the
Yeah.
Housewives seem less sensitive than Bachelor Nation? Is that true or not true?
Yes.
They seem more like professionals. Like they get it a little bit.
Okay. Because most of them have other things going on. And here we go.
Rachel Lindsay slams Bachelor Nation.
It's true.
They
Yeah.
have nothing to do. It is true.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you still watch Bachelor Nation?
Not at all.
No.
However, I really wanted to watch Golden Bachelor. I really
It
did.
was charming.
But I kept up with the headlines of
Okay.
it. So I knew what was going on. I don't know all the women, but I know the
Right.
last 2 that were there.
Sure.
And I kept saying, I'm going to watch. And I didn't. But then, I watched, the article that came out. I read the
Mhm.
article that came out about Jerry. So I'm up to date on those headlines.
Okay.
And, it did so well. People are so into it. I think that's exciting. And I loved that there was that one woman who said, had the recap of, or when she was getting home in the car and she said, I feel seen. A lot of times we're invisible to a certain age. And that, I just thought,
So
keep this show going
Yes.
forever and ever.
Yeah.
It's a genius concept. I don't know what took so long. And now I think we're going to see a lot of other people try to replicate that.
Oh, an interesting point. So not just Bachelorette
No,
Golden or just, but like,
Buna
are we
Murray.
going to get like Old Person Love is Blind?
Yeah, I think so. Buna Murray announced that they were doing or trying to sell a Sex in the City reality dating show where it's like the women, 4 women who, or maybe it's more if you watch and just like that, but these women that are friends go together in a house in upstate New York and they're dating men, kind of very Bachelor-reddish. Men come through, they date them, and then they bring them back to see if they can have sex and the city or something like that.
Okay, interesting.
See? So it's happening.
By the way, congrats on your theatrical debut.
Oh, thank you.
How was that?
Devil on My Doorstep.
Devil
What a-
on My-
Jenna Dewan.
It was a thriller.
you had
so
and you had
great.
a nice little like
I had a moment.
Yeah.
I did. I was the best friend. I played the overprotective best friend. So basically myself. And that's why I was attracted to the role. It was a lot of fun. Everybody was amazing on set. My family was spoiler alert here. My family was so upset because I confronted this person and then I turned my back and she hits me on the head and I fall out. And my family was like, how did you do that? And I was like, it's a script, guys. In real life, that would have never happened. If I walked into that house and saw a crazy person, I would walk right back out.
I'm not turning my back on him. I'm walking out backwards
Right.
with my eye on you. Walking out.
Did you watch it?
Yes.
Did you
I'm so hard on myself.
I've never watched anything I've acted in.
A Christmas Cruise.
Christmas Cruise.
Because you've done Lifetime Hallmark. You've done
I've done a few.
a few. Yeah.
I'm
He's got a bit of a
I
resume.
have quite the credits.
Good.
Yeah.
Don't be shy. Don't be shy.
IMDb page is loading up.
Yeah. American actor.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I would do it again. It's a lot of hurry up and wait, which I wasn't necessarily ready for because I didn't have one of the bigger roles. It was fun.
Mhm.
I don't like to watch myself. I don't like to listen to myself. I don't like to watch myself. But my friends wanted to throw a watch party. And so I was like, okay, I'm really bad about people celebrating me.
Mhm.
So
Have you always been like that? Like, did you watch your season of Bachelorette? Did you watch you on The
Yes.
Bachelor? You did.
well, because I had to explain stuff to Bryan.
Oh,
And he wanted to watch
yes.
everything. So I had to watch it and then say, okay, this is what happened here.
Yours
This is
is-
what actually
this is
happened. This is how they edited it.
Yours is the only seasons I haven't seen since I've been on.
I know.
Nope.
I know.
I wasn't allowed.
You weren't allowed.
Mm-mm.
Why?
Well,
Oh,
Yeah. You would
Well-
you would never.
I would never. Me? I would never.
A different time.
Interesting.
it's a different time. Yeah.
Okay, but you didn't even want to like circle back after you were allowed to?
No.
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 I got the cliff
When you
notes.
move on,
Yeah,
you
like-
move on.
You read the headlines.
I read the headlines. I got the
Got it.
gist. She was
Got it.
happy. Other people weren't.
Okay.
It was fine.
Yeah. I didn't trash you.
Yeah.
Because that happens. I know we've always been really cool.
Yeah.
You know. And
Actually,
then we talk about
you're
people
maybe
who-
the only
X.
ex from that show who hasn't, taken an opportunity to throw a grenade now or then.
Yeah,
you know?
we've talked about that. I can't stand when people try to be revisionist. No, I was there with you.
Yeah.
You liked it too.
Mhm. Mhm. How I feel like your and Bryan's relationship is constantly people like to throw stones.
Yes, they do. And I get it. We don't put ourselves out there at all.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe an anniversary here, a
Right,
family
right.
trip here, a holiday, but I think I did that because people were so critical to us when we came off the show that I just was like, I just want to keep this for ourselves.
Yeah.
And, marriage has its ups and downs, but like, you never know when we're good or when we're not
Yeah.
because we just really just don't put it out there. And that's just kind of always been us. And I kind of want to keep it that way. So when I want to share something, I do. But then also, Bryan and I live totally different lives.
Yeah.
Bryan is a sole practitioner. He leaves the house at 8. He comes home at like 9 o'clock, 9:30 sometimes. It's
Right.
just him by himself. Whereas me, especially now that I'm not doing extra, I have a lot of more free time. I'm podcasting, I'm researching, I'm paying attention to what's in the news. And then I'm back in hustle mode with trying to get a second job. So I go to events. I need to be top of mind. I need to go to and so we're just in two totally different places. So there's not a lot of time to take pictures of each other and show what we're doing because we're in the bed or, that kind of thing. I mean, so that's also why we don't post a lot.
Not like, I mean, listen, Nally and I will share stuff about our relationship, and I'm glad some people enjoy that. But in some ways, you could argue we're using our relationship,
Yeah.
Which is a very common practice in Bachelor Nation.
Yeah.
And like
we did at one point at the beginning more.
Yeah, but like your career is your career, Bryan's career is his career, and you're not trying to get any ancillary benefits from your relationship, and that's respectable.
And also, you guys work well together. You work together. We don't.
Right.
And we learn that. So that's you got to protect the marriage. We just don't work this well together. And I commend you guys. Not every couple can do that.
Do you have the most loose back? Like, does he just constantly, are you like, oh, I need you to crack this? And it's
no.
Really?
No, because I don't like the cracking noise. It terrifies me.
Really?
You're anti-Cairo.
No, I'm not anti-Cairo because I go in there and I get treatments, but I don't like my back crack.
I love it.
Unless I'm in a lot of pain. Like I have an old Peloton injury that just it gets aggravated.
You have an old Peloton injury?
It gets aggravated.
How did you?
It gets aggravated.
How did your clumsy ass get hurt on a stationary
it's like
bike?
Turned into sciatica. I'm getting old because if you Peloton, I was keeping my resistance too high and I was staying in first position and I pulled something and I've never been the same since. So I'll go get treatment from him. I do that. But if it gets really bad, I will ask him to adjust me. So it's nice that I always have it.
Right.
But I
don't
don't use it. Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like this was long ago, but Allie I think, Allie, you put this together, yeah? Or who put this together?
That I did.
Yeah.
I probably set off Rachel's Google alerts,
Google
honestly, this morning.
Thanks.
She probably got a ton on her phone of like, this person is just searching
They
up a store.
still love me.
I mean, this is older news, but like
someone's obsessed with me this morning.
it'll
Okay.
be fun to read. Because it's always fun to know when you and I from afar are aligned.
Okay.
You
All right.
know?
All right. What did I
Rachel
say?
Lindsay says Chris Harrison's team started the false rumor about his return to Bachelor. There is no way, and I'm sure it says, yeah, duh.
Yeah. I think I said that on Watch What Happens Live. I was like,
Of course you did.
I think he started that one.
Yeah. Like,
It's convenient. You got the podcast. I think it was around the time of the podcast. So
it was right. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That was right after he used this show for clout. Yeah.
Yeah. But he came on here?
No.
Oh, wow.
We just
Okay.
talked about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He told everyone
Oh,
that
he
Nick didn't
Yeah.
reach out to him.
He's like, who's the biggest podcast in the space I operate? And then he, decided to make up stuff.
Well, how's that going?
I don't know. I haven't noticed his show since.
I don't either. Well,
Hasn't made a headline since.
well, yeah, of course.
Why is iHeart only why is it the destination of the canceled?
It's a question I have asked as well. I'm not sure. And it really came to light with the Rachel.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh,
Rachel.
I almost said Rachel Recchia. And I was like,
Well, not her.
No, I like her.
No, we love
I like
And
her.
finally,
Yeah.
Rachel and I are on good terms because she thought I hated her.
I genuinely
We don't.
like her. I was just at an event sitting right next to her, but so that's probably why she came to mind because I actually really like her. Levis. Yes, Rachel Levis, Raquel, whatever. When she got the podcast, that's when I was like, there's a theme here.
It's
There's
like
a
you're doing
pattern.
something wrong when iHeart wants to sign you to a podcast.
But like, how do you sustain that?
I don't know.
You're podcasters. You've been doing it well and very successful at it. How do you
what happens
sustain?
when the story's
Exactly.
over? Like what after the first episode?
That's everybody tunes in because they want to hear you talk for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
But then that's why they came in. So how do you keep that going? I don't have the answers. I don't know. But if I'm iHeart, that's the question that I ask. Like,
I don't know.
what else do you want to hear Raquel talk about? I think the premise we dove into. I think the premise of her show is like she's going to be dating. She's going to
Dating?
talk about going on dates.
With-
Didn't you learn the first time?
Do we have?
Are we learning through her?
Is she learning?
I don't know.
It's just this is a mistake. This is a mistake.
And I want to be clear. I don't think she is without redemption. I don't know.
Oh, no.
You know? And
She's not.
I like to see people who do step in it, who find a way to learn and figure it out and come back stronger. It's just sometimes the moves these people make, clearly they get bad advice from the wrong people.
Right.
Because they're operating in an industry that doesn't have your best interest in mind. And often we don't have our best interest in mind because, you know, we aren't honest with ourselves about like, you know, she says she doesn't want to be in the limelight, but is in the limelight.
Exactly.
I'm taking a step back, but I launched a new podcast, you know?
It's about me and dating. And this is all wrong. First, Bethany was wrong. Now this is wrong.
Bethany.
Nick brings up,
no, I know.
Nick brings up Bethany Frankel in every.
I did you a solid this one.
I used to be such a fan of hers.
So did I.
I've kind of just lost all respect for her.
Yeah. What's happening over there? I don't know what she's doing.
Yeah.
She's hanging on to relevancy as well.
Oh my God. It's so transparent and it's so hypocritical how she's going about it. She doesn't give a fuck about me or you or Rachel or any other one of her housewives. It's all about Bethany. And it's just like gross.
You know what I said? I said, somebody asked me something about her. And I said, if you're really doing a reality reckoning, why haven't you hit me up? You know what I mean? If you're so serious about it, clearly there was a whole showdown between me and The Bachelor. I've been outspoken. Now, do I want to be a part of it? Absolutely not.
No, but
I do not. I'm not for what she's
doing. You're
on
a short list.
But if she's genuine about truly wanting to change things, why would you not reach out across other reality shows? Why have you not reached out? You know I'm outspoken. Now, granted, I would have said no. But still. She's not serious.
No.
This is not for real. So.
That is so true.
That's my Bethany take.
That's it? You got more?
I don't want to give her too much.
What's your favorite Housewives franchise?
So tough. Because I watch every single one of them.
You watch every single one?
Every single franchise.
And you don't have a favorite?
That's impressive.
I do.
Okay.
And it's a sport. And that's what I think. It's a sport. Bravocon is our Super Bowl.
Have you been to Bravocon?
Oh, yeah. I moderated 3 panels this year. I am in that thing.
Yes, she is.
I am crossing over into Bravo.
I mean, we've been ever since Scandoval.
Keep doing. You'll get a panel.
I enjoy their content.
Yeah. It's really good. The audience is tough like Bachelor, but it's different because we're not in that world.
Yeah, there's something weird about like the fact that it's easier for us not being in that world. I don't know what it is. It's because we were always tied to it. There was a level of, like we were
tiptoeing kind of, or
it's like we were not being loyal to our own.
Yeah.
Or some shit.
I know exactly what you're saying. But they're, it's all, we can do whatever we want when it comes to Bravo. And I love it. So I watch every franchise. I pretty much watch everything except Below Deck.
Same.
And my favorite is Potomac.
The Bad Girls Club version, yeah. That's what I say. They're like the Bad Girls Club of Housewives.
Well,
in the way that they're like throwing down.
I'd almost give that to Atlanta. But Potomac had that huge fight.
True.
They did have
Kenya Moore also like dragged Portia onto the ground.
Other way around.
I usually pride myself.
Other way around, you're right.
Switch it around.
I usually pride myself in my geography, but like where the fuck is Potomac?
Maryland.
We learn. See, sometimes watching these Bravo shows can be educational.
Yeah.
Yes, it is in Maryland.
It's in Maryland. Okay.
It's like 45 minutes outside, maybe 30, 45 minutes outside of DC, but a very rich area code. And I think only one of the women live there.
Oh, okay. So there's like a lot of
like Beverly Hills, right?
Oh, okay,
they don't really live in
all
Beverly Hills.
Yeah, that's true.
Where are you at Salt Lake City?
I'm right there.
Okay.
I'm
that's my new one.
All in.
That's the one I dived into.
This season has been so good because everyone was wondering, what will it be like without Jen Shaw? And her gone has allowed the other women to just flourish.
Truly.
In ways that I was not expecting. And the addition of Monica, we're only getting her for one season. So we have to soak her up while we
What do you
can.
mean?
She's too toxic.
Yeah.
There's so much there. And we know that there's this bombshell in Bermuda and she's allegedly linked to it. We're still in Bermuda right now.
What is this bombshell?
Well,
and it's what's funny. You said Monica. Now I know who you're talking about, but I thought you were talking about Meredith because when you say she is too toxic, I just think of Meredith because
I don't think Meredith's that toxic.
Hot
take.
She's so toxic.
How do you not think Meredith is toxic?
Lisa Barlow is toxic. Lisa Barlow. I have a huge issue with people who are not self-aware. I just can't stand that. It makes me itch. I might break out in hives mid-podcast right now.
No.
I just can't stand how, and it's this weird dynamic going on where the women are all trying to be Lisa's best friend.
Mhm.
It's odd. They're trying to suck up to Lisa.
It
No,
is
she's
weird.
my friend. No, you don't understand this with Lisa. And Lisa hates Meredith. And so I feel like everyone else is trying to hate on Meredith too. Meredith might say something, but they take it to the extreme. Like Monica's lying, misconstruing to the other women the things that Meredith actually said. That's not how it actually happened. I'm not team Meredith, but I don't think Meredith
So
is
I
as
need to
bad.
give Meredith another look.
You've watched all the seasons?
Nope.
So you didn't
He's
see
only
Lisa
on
Barlow's
So
rant.
this is how I've gotten into Bravo. It's
Okay.
wherever they are at, that's where I start. And I find that to be fun because I want to keep up with what's currently going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then, the whole franchise is all about flashbacks, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just like someone makes
That's
an
true.
accusation, flash it back.
True.
So I can kind of flash it back on my own whenever, the more I learn, I'll say something, I'll have an opinion. Someone like who's more of a seasoned vet will add in, context. And that will be like, oh, maybe I need to go back XYZ, do some research. I just find it to be really entertaining and also just a lot easier than being like, all right, I got to start at the beginning. Because I don't know, some conversations are relevant, some aren't at this point. And so it's been kind of fun.
Great.
So I'm up to date on the current season of Salt Lake City.
I'll make him watch the rant. That's a good point.
Watch the rant. Also, how fun is it that you get to watch Housewives with him? I'm
No,
so
it's so
jealous.
fun.
Like I love this.
It is so fun.
You have to watch the hot mic moment with Lisa because it adds context to the tension between, because you have to understand how close Lisa and Meredith were so close. I did not know the difference between the two of them for at least 4 to 5 episodes. And it was a thing on social media.
It's hard to tell.
People really couldn't tell the difference between them. They were very intertwined in one another's lives. So you have to understand that because where they are now, it's all because of the hot mic moment.
When does the hot mic moment happen?
Season 2.
Okay.
Was it
Two.
season
We
The
could
end
probably
of
just
season 2, yeah.
Google
'cause
this and get a
Yes,
their
because
friendship
all
broke up
season 3.
Yeah.
And then
So-
Meredith goes on her little thing trying
Tirade.
to,
Tirade, yeah.
Is Heather also your favorite then? Because she seems to be the most self-aware from what I
Heather
can tell.
is great. Heather had a bad season 3. I think 2 or 3 was bad for Heather. I think it was 3.
It was 3 because she was defending Jen Shaw.
Yeah, that's the black guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 3 was a bad season for Heather, and she's back to the Heather we all know and love. People are obsessed with Heather at Bravocon. Heather gets as many cheers as a Vicky Gunvalson or a Tamara
Wow.
Judge or a Teresa Giudice. People love Heather. They are inspired by her journey and her calling out the church in the way that she has. The first year I did Bravocon, Chrissy Teigen walks in, because you really don't see famous people there. Chrissy Teigen walks in, and at the end of it, she walked up to the stage and she said to Heather, I'm going to every single panel that you're on. Like, that's how much people love Heather.
That's
Heather's
iconic.
great.
Yeah,
Heather's great.
Heather tracked me down at an
At the
event.
variety
At
event.
the variety event.
You were at.
Was she in a good way, right?
Yeah, she
Okay,
said, hi,
good.
Nick, I'm Heather. I have a lot to say.
Have you talked about her in a certain way on the podcast?
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Nope.
So you're going to
But,
have her on.
Oh, yeah.
I really enjoy
Yeah.
Heather.
So, yeah,
On and
We're-
off screen.
Heather's taking notice of what we're doing, and we've taken notice of what Heather's doing, and
And we're gonna collab.
we're going to collab.
This is great.
So what is
Hit that collab
what is
button.
the rumored bombshell that happens in Bermuda?
okay, allegedly, Monica, there's this thing with somebody was going into Heather's business and not paying for services and was going to multiple businesses or in disguise. And allegedly that's the bombshell. And it turns out it was Monica.
She's
'Cause-
ripping off Heather.
Because now they're suing each other.
Right.
And this is where it all comes to a head. Because there's that preview they keep showing where she's goes into the bathroom and she's like, you are kidding me. And then she
Yeah.
goes to the cameras and she's like,
No,
I don't want to
no,
film. I don't
yeah.
want to film. Apparently, allegedly, it has to do something with that.
And do you are you making it? How do you know Monica won't be back? Has it been announced?
No, not at all. I'm just, for
You're
my
just a-
years and years
Yeah.
of watching
You know what you're
this show,
doing. You know what you're doing.
You can't have that. No one's going to want to film with her.
Right.
At Bravocon, nobody talked to Monica from that cast. She was not with the other women. They hate her. So we haven't seen that happen yet. Things are in her favor as we're currently watching, but something takes a turn. And I have no idea what happened at the reunion because at Bravocon, they had not filmed the reunion. That's why they didn't get their own panel, because they didn't want them to reveal too much. They didn't want people to see that there was such a divide. When you have that much of a divide, somebody's got to go.
Interesting.
So you got to soak up Monica while you can.
So who is your favorite on Salt Lake City?
Heather.
Yeah.
Heather, without
Heather's
a doubt.
my favorite, yeah.
Like, it's Heather, and then there's no one's even close.
You already know.
Mary Cosby.
Mary Cosby's my favorite. She's so funny.
We met
Everything she says.
Did you?
her.
Yes.
At Kathy Hilton's house.
She looked at my belly and she went, "You're having a boy." And Nick goes, "Close." But she was like, and she was telling us how she wasn't invited on the Bermuda trip and she was like upset about it.
Rightfully so, she wasn't invited. You can't even get off the bus to go into the bar in Palm Springs.
She said they're mad at me because I stay on the bus and eat McDonald's.
Yeah, girl, nobody wants you there.
She's got a bad beat, because maybe she runs a cult.
See, you got to go back and watch the other episodes.
He hasn't learned.
I keep saying I have a list of like iconic episodes he needs to watch, so I'll give it to him.
Justin was an intern at Bravo.
I was, yeah.
Which is funny because I didn't hire him knowing that. I hired him because he worked at Trader Joe's.
Oh.
And because he's great at what he does.
Thank you.
Well, I'm just saying, he had a good interview and a good resume. And then I'm like, well, what are you doing now? He's like, well, I work at Trader Joe's after he graduated college. And
I just graduated, yeah.
I was like, here's a person who is willing to work and nothing's too good for him. And he's willing to put in the time.
So not a stereotypical
Not
Gen Zer.
Yeah.
That's what you're
not
really
entitled. And
then he sat at this desk and
by the way,
revealed that he was a Bravo
sitting there
intern.
and he's like, oh, by the way, he's still working.
I did
Bravo.
work at Bravo during last season of Salt Lake City and Beverly Hills. So I got the iconic seasons of the.
Yes, you did.
And
we got an off mic.
Yeah.
He didn't sign an NDA.
I didn't, yeah.
They didn't make you sign one?
Well, because as an intern.
I was an intern that ended up doing more than what an intern did, which is the film industry, but oversight. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
They had no idea what they were doing.
I love it. That's
now
so
he's
great.
now he's on a podcast.
That's so great.
So Bravo, if you're listening, make sure I have all your best guests. Or I'm just kidding. Bravo, we love you. We love you. It's a collaboration.
They're pretty good about bringing people to podcasts.
They're pretty good. Like every network, they can try to throw their weight around and just say, 500,000 people just learn more about your show. You're welcome.
Yeah, I think it's not you. They're afraid of what the talent's going to say, because I will say the difference between this year's Bravocon and last year, they were ripping into each other. I only did one panel, so I was able to attend more. So I was sitting just front row, like a fan. People talk to me, I'm like, guys, I'm a fan too. I'm here for the tea. They were spilling so much information that you knew stuff was going to happen. The only thing we didn't get was the Scandoval of it all, because they didn't know at the time either. But they must have said too much, because this year, even as a moderator, it was don't go here, don't go here, don't ask this. Let the audience ask those questions, which is what I think is the best part about Bravocon. They save a lot of time for the Q&A, and those audience members do, and they're wasted.
Don't give a fuck, yeah.
They will ask anything. And so it's really fun. But this year they had them on a tight leash. And so I think that's what it is about coming on podcasts. They get comfortable and they say what they're not supposed to.
What panels did you do? The first year and then the second year?
So the first year I did, I don't know what it was called, but I had a group of people. So I had Austin Kroll, I had Gigi from Shaw's, I had Vicky Gunvalson, Heather Gay, Brandy Glanville, and there's somebody else I'm missing. It was several people. It's people from Family Karma. And then this year I did the Potomac panel. Which was I had a headache after. It was those women. There's a clear divide. So that scares me for what's going to happen the next season. They really don't. If you're watching it now, they do not like each other. I did Ask Andy, which was really fun. And I came after Jeff Lewis, who just threw the cards out the window and went rogue. So I came in and was much more nice. And then I did a Day One Divas panel. So I had all the people who'd been on from the beginning. So I had Kyle Richards, Vicky Gunvalson, Teresa, Heather Gay, Giselle, and Robin from Potomac. It was a great panel.
Iconic.
It really was.
Do you have like a dream cast of Housewives, like an All Stars where you could like mix different franchises?
That's so hard. I mean, they're doing Ultimate Girls Trip,
Yeah,
so
true.
it's kind of happening. Like I'm loving Roni Legacy. It's so good right now. But if I don't know what my dream cast would be, but I would bring Nene Leakes would be a part of it.
Yes.
We have to figure out a truce and bring Nene Leakes
Drop
back.
the lawsuits. Drop the lawsuits.
We've just got to figure it out because nobody did it like Nene. And yes, she got to a moment where she was feeling herself, but I think that she's been humbled and she needs to come back. So what the cast would be built around Nene Leakes.
Do you think she's been fired or put on pause?
No. She was fired. She was fired.
It's the Kristen and Dorinda argument.
And somebody said about Dorinda, they go, so when is Dorinda going to realize that she's permanently on pause? That's what Callie Curry said, and it's true.
She's like, "Moment, they're gonna call. It's gonna come."
They have a new Roni cast. You're never coming back.
It is never being pressed play.
Yes.
There's a reason you trust your gut. Your whole body health starts right there with your gut, and there is no better company helping you with your gut health than Seed. Isn't that right, baby?
I love Seed. I took Seed for a long time. And then when I got pregnant, it is actually pregnancy and breastfeeding safe.
Period.
Obviously, consult your doctor before you start taking anything new. But when you're pregnant, things slow down a little. You know what I'm saying? Things are just like not kicking like they used to.
Okay.
So Seed speeds that process up.
Okay.
It helps with everything.
Oh, helps
It
with
is
everything.
24 clinically
Wink, wink.
and scientifically studied strains. There's so much science behind Seed. I feel like that's like the longest. They have the longest list of benefits that I've ever seen in like a prebiotic, probiotic. It's also a prebiotic and probiotic in one.
Ooh.
So it's both.
Double whammy.
A double whammy.
Well, did you know that 61% of people, even if they're not pregnant, have experienced gastrointestinal discomfort? Seed's DS01 Daily Symbiotic is a new standard and probiotics. Its non-fermenting formula is backed by clinical trials and scientific studies and delivers more of what you need where you need it. It's not just a gut feeling. Seed's DS01 Daily Symbiotic benefits your gut, skin, and heart health. Get that healthier gut, that healthier skin, and just that healthier way of life with Seed. Well, listen to your gut with Seed's DS01 Daily Symbiotic. Go to seed.com/VIALL and use code 25VIALL to get 25% off your first month. That's 25% off your first month of Seed's DS01 Daily Symbiotic at seed.com/VIALL with code 25VIALL. That's seed.com/VIALL.
I am the type of person who struggle to fit in like quick, healthy nutrition in my day. I feel like my nutrition often just is the last thing I think about. And that's why I was so excited when I learned about Happy Viking, which is a company that was actually started by Venus Williams. So for those of you who don't know, Venus Williams was diagnosed with a career-ending autoimmune disease back in 2011. And she then created...
her career didn't end.
She created Happy Viking protein and superfoods powder to transform her health and went on to have the longest career in tennis history.
The reality is so many of us do struggle with some kind of autoimmune disease, and your nutrition and what you put in your body plays such an impact on how your body responds to autoimmune diseases. You can really help yourself by helping your diet, and Happy Viking is going a long way to help everyone who care about what they're putting in their body.
It also comes in 6 delicious flavors of triple chocolate, vanilla bean, strawberry smoothie, greener colada, iced coffee, cookies, and cream. It's also not gritty or chalky. It's really smooth and just delicious.
Yeah, we hate chalky powders. Like, not all powders mix well, but Happy Viking, smooth, tasty, and delicious, and most importantly, good for you. Happy Viking protein and superfoods powder, made by tennis champion Venus Williams, is hands down the best tasting plant protein powder out there. Visit drinkhappyviking.com and use code VIALL for 20% off your first purchase. That's 20% off at drinkhappyviking.com. with code VIALL. drinkhappyviking.com, code VIALL. Is Vanderpump part of your...
Oh, yeah. I mean, I watched Vanderpump I watched it from it being a Brandy Glanville issue with Sheena, and Beverly Hills, and them reconcile
Crossover.
and her walk in through the restaurant and start filming Vanderpump Rules. Like there was
she left Beverly Hills and then went into Vanderpump.
It was
that
a
was
seamless
crazy,
transition. So that is how I was watching it at the beginning. And I would always tell people, you don't understand what you're missing with Vanderpump Rules. For those first 6 seasons were just wild. And then it fell off. And then obviously we all came back.
So
there was like a season I didn't
know
watch.
I can get some honest takes from you. And it's interesting. I've said this before because, so when Scandoval came out, like many other people, I was highly critical of Tom Sandoval.
Yes.
I have strong feelings about infidelities and things like that. And so as we talk about relationships, I was very critical of Tom.
Yep.
We were very pro Ariana. In a lot of ways, still are. I've gotten to know Tom. Still critical of Tom.
Yeah,
I'm still critical of Tom.
You have a better understanding of Tom now?
Yes.
Okay.
Not in a justification. I just understand.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't agree, but understand.
Fair.
Right? Eventually he's going to do this show. But I said, like, man, like I cannot have you on and just talk about fucking
colors
and movies.
Yeah.
But I wanted it to be a positive experience for you. It's entirely up to you how you answer my questions.
Okay.
So finally it's going to happen in January.
Great.
But here's my question.
Okay.
Why are they still living together?
I mean, I would imagine it's an issue of splitting up the asset, right?
Sure. But like no one's really pointed out, I guess, what I'm saying. You know what I'm going to say? I'm going to try to say it in a way. I've said this to a lot of people privately.
Okay.
Because everyone was on Special Forces.
Mm-hmm.
I was on Special Forces with Tom. So it was like, what do you think of Tom? And what I've said to people in private is that...
Are you sure you want to say this?
They asked me if my opinion changed at all. And I said, not really about Tom.
Okay.
It affected my opinion about Ariana more.
So you believe Tom?
Nope. No, it's just whatever you think of Tom. All I could think about after getting to know Tom was she dated him for a decade.
Mm-hmm.
She lived with him.
Yeah.
They were ride or dies.
Wanted to have kids with him.
And that, you know what I'm saying? It's just...
No.
No.
Are you saying how do you give it up?
It says something about her that she
could
dated
stay with him for 10 years.
You don't think so?
No, I don't, because relationships have their ups and downs in their heart. She clearly loved this man, and she defended him when other people didn't. I mean, people haven't always been nice or positive towards Tom Sandoval. Like, he's actually like the butt of a lot of jokes.
Yeah.
Before this even happened. So the fact that she stayed with him just tells me that she's loyal. She really loved this man, and she knew him in a way that other people didn't. And she might be one of those people who's like, I'm going to ride this out till the end, because it's come out, right, that they didn't have the relationship that we would see them have on the show. It seemed they lived very separate lives. They did their own thing. In a lot of ways, the way other castmates talk about it, they had a loveless relationship. I think that happens sometimes in relationships where, maybe one person's more in and one person's not. One person's not investing in the relationship the same way. One person might be going through something, the other one's not. There just might be issues. And she just seems like a person who rides it out. I can't remember if I said this privately or publicly, but I think that Ariana, if she could, would have rather that not happen. She would not have had all the benefits that came after, and would have rather saved her relationship with Tom. Like would have never have wanted him to cheat on her with Raquel, lose a friend, and lose somebody she had dedicated 10 years of her life. That to me says a lot about Ariana. Ariana. I truly believe that. And so I don't think it's that people think that she thinks she walks on water or people think she walks on water. I just couldn't imagine this happening to me. And I think a lot of people were like, what if my significant other did this with a person that I valued as a friend? It's like your whole world comes crashing down. You feel like you wasted 10 years of your life, and everybody has an opinion on it. I just think that people feel sorry for her. I don't think they think that she's excused from anything, right? Because a lot of people were very critical about the way Ariana was at the reunion. A lot of people didn't like the way that she
That's
attacked her
true.
cow. Even I think Lala might have said, somebody on the cast said something. So I don't think people are giving her a complete pass, but it was what happened coupled with the arrogance of Tom Sandoval after. It's the way he acted after it happened that made it 10 times worse.
Yeah.
Think about it. Think if he had just apologized and not made those crude comments he made on the reunion, not Raquel then revealing he told me to lie. Like it just kept building up.
He just can't help himself though.
Because he's a narcissist.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
How do you know that for sure?
From what you're right. I don't know him personally, but the way he's
acts, self-centered. He's selfish for sure. But this is a guy, season 2, you being the OG that you are, stood by Kristen's side after he found out that one of his friends, Jax, fucked his girlfriend at his place. And because he knew that Kristen was going to get fucking railroaded by all the girls, he showed up to a party and stood by her side to protect her. Now, I am not saying that Tom is in any way excused for his shitty actions and his selfish deeds. And I don't agree. Like, I've had plenty of conversations with him, and we just do not see eye to eye. And I have at times had said to him in private, I'm like, dude, why don't you just say this? And I've said to him things like, do you understand why people are still critical of you? Because because whether you think this or not, this is how you sound. Yeah. I've tried to articulate this to him. So I hear you on the criticism.
He's so self-absorbed, he can't get it. By the way,
sure, but a narcissist? I don't know.
I will say also, in terms of the example that you just listed in season 2, Kristen has actually said on her podcast in the past that behind the scenes, he was like coaching her and was like, no, we were having this moment at SUR, like put your makeup on, we're getting there. So there's just,
I guess what's the point there?
It's like, because I think it presented itself as, this like valiant knight standing by him. But in Kristen Doute's recollection of it, it was still like it was a benefit to him. He wanted things to go a certain way. He wanted it to be on camera. Like he was still in a way trying to manipulate that situation.
I was just about to say the example. I was literally going to say not that exactly, but the example that you gave. It's like, you're over here complimenting what he did. I think that
I'm not complimenting.
I think it was motivated. Like he knew people would say, wow, look at him. He stood beside her, even though she treated him so badly. Look at what he did.
I just think it's so easy for us to throw out words like narcissist for selfish people.
I don't use that word. I don't use that word lightly. I really don't. But I will also say that the narrative around Tom Sandoval prior to this was that he was the good guy. That's why Jax...
Who's a piece of shit.
That's why Jax, I'm not going to say because I like Brittany. That's why Jax is having this whole moment because he was always the bad guy,
But that's what I don't get.
Knowing what Sandoval, how he was and what he was doing, he was the one who was always the scapegoat. And I'm not excusing Jax. Jax did some really bad stuff, but Tom Sandoval always came out clean. Even with Schwartz, like that he always came out clean. So that was another reason for people who have been watching this for 10 seasons. All of a sudden, it's like, wait a minute, you were supposed to be the good guy. Lame in some of the things that you did, but you're the good one. No, you're the worst.
I'm on season 3. I started on season 1. I don't think any of these guys are the good one.
No, it's the lesser of
It's a lesser,
3 evils, I will say.
They're all shitty partners. They're all self-centered. Maybe Schwartz is the good one, and he's a terrible husband.
No, it was Sandoval. Until the Ariana thing happened, but then that was
season 2.
They lied about that.
Yeah, so and Ariana kind of acted like, whatever, it won't happen to me.
So it was kind of like, oh, well, did they? Didn't they? Well, at least now he's moved on and he's been faithful to Ariana. We excused it.
I guess here's my question. Do you think, and listen, I don't fault for Ariana for taking advantage of get paid, get your bag.
Absolutely.
Like, what is she supposed to do? Turn down money? Of course not. I don't fault her for that at all. I'm not even trying to criticize her. It's just more, we obviously live in a world where people think just like they oversimplify things. This team or that team. Good, evil.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? It's not nuanced. And right now it's Tom's evil and Ariana is
I'm looking for the nuance.
And I feel like the nuance is in the fact that like she could live with them. you don't think the fact that she refuses to talk to him and acts like she's so hurt that she can have nothing to do with him, all while still residing in the same household.
Well, she just did Dancing with the Stars. She wasn't living there.
So she lived in the houses, all the apartments?
I
saw
think
that
you're
making it deeper
podcast.
than what it is.
People
Maybe.
live together all the
questions.
time and don't
questions.
talk to each other.
Yeah.
Like they say they communicate through an assistant. I heard her say somewhere that she was living in the provided Dancing with the Stars, and that just ended. So I just think that they can be, it's easy to be strangers in the night.
And you know from Tom Sandoval last night that she is not currently in the house.
That's right. She is not currently in the house.
Yeah. So I think that
I'm just asking questions. I'm glad I have you here to set me straight, being the historian that you are. But I'm just, these are questions that need to get asked.
I will say I'm curious to see. To me, it is very black and white with Ariana and Tom. Where it gets gray for me are the friends.
No, and Sheena acts like she's the victim in all this. It always happens when someone like we talked about this, like when someone is really wronged, like infidelity of some kind, and infidelity does affect the friend group because it is a toxic situation that can bleed into family members and friends. And
that's where it gets nuanced.
Sometimes you need your friends to step up and be friends, and it's amazing how many quote unquote friends will just wait for the moment to say how much this has affected them and how like this has been a terrible experience for them, and it's just like fuck you.
Well, you want me to give Tom Sandoval something? I'll give him a nod.
I am not. I just want to be clear. This is not me stumping for Tom.
I'll give a nod. So we've seen the trailer for Vanderpump Rules, which I'm shocked at how great it looks. I kind of was like, where do we go from here? Because I don't want to see people hashing out Scandoval.
Right.
It consumed my life for months. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
Even Bryan, who doesn't watch any of it, came home and he was like, so what happened with Vanderpump? And I was like, yes, finally, sit down, take a seat. Let's have a talk. I forgot where I was going with this, but with Tom, something with Tom.
Sheena,
Tom. No, the trailer. So we've seen the trailer and we've seen that big statement from Lala where she's like, I've never seen somebody be wronged,
get cheated on and come out to be God.
And come out to be God, where it's like,
yeah.
And the first thing I thought about was during the reunion, Tom Sandoval kept coming after Lala. They were coming after each other. And he kept saying, oh, Lala, you're not even that close to Ariana. Oh, Lala, you've just been, and he said before, you guys are podcasting. And let's be honest, all those podcasts.
I didn't even know they existed until Scandoval.
They shot to the top.
Yeah.
Play all of them. Even Stassi, who's not on the show, all of them did. And they were circulating guests just talking about it. And so he was basically saying, you guys are benefiting off of Ariana. And he was like, you're not even that close to her. And I was kind of like, whatever, Tom. Yes, they are. And then to hear Lala make that statement, I was like, all right.
Yeah, they're not that close.
He called it,
maybe. I mean, she ate her coochie.
In the back of a car.
See, you haven't watched that. You're not
Babe,
caught up with these.
Babe, earmuffs. But I've been close with people. I haven't been close with people that we've hooked up.
I just thought that I thought they were closer. Okay, maybe it's not that one incident, but I thought that watching them over the years, I thought Lala was kind of like a ride or die person. But when I saw that, it made me think, okay, Tom was may have been onto something here. And maybe there's more context to that statement, but it doesn't look good for Lala. Has Lala come out and explained it? Sheena's come out and explained her statement, which gave us nothing, but
Lala has actually.
She just said, I'm not jealous, basically, and posted a nude.
Is that what it was? I have always been a fan of hers. I think that shows throughout the years. Have we had our ups and downs? Absolutely. But to see my friend thrive after such heartbreak, I'm so happy for her. And I am so proud of her. She deserves everything that's coming her way. That kind of
I don't believe for a second she believes that.
What you said.
If they put them on a lie detector test, they all are super jealous of Ariana.
Well, anybody wants to be, if you're on TV, you like the attention, right? And particularly, I would say Lala is someone who likes the spotlight. I was at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and so were Ariana and Lala. They were not at the same table. Ariana was at a different table. Nope, not a bad seat. They didn't have bad seats. But at the end of it, like I went over to talk to Ariana. And when I tell you, it's like you've got Joe Biden there. You've got John Legend. You've got, whoever else.
Line out the door for Ariana.
I'm watching people she was in the middle and people were coming from north, south, east, and west. I was one of them to come over to Ariana. I'm watching John Legend and he's like, Ariana, how you doing? It's like,
President Biden is like, I'm heard.
I'm
so
like,
sorry.
Yeah, I'm like, hey John. I'm like, hey John, let me introduce you to Bryan because he's in my fantasy football league too. And he's like, yeah, but Ariana, how are you doing? How are you doing? People wanted to check because this was April.
Yeah.
So this was very soon. It was all very still fresh. We're getting new news. I don't even know if we had the reunion.
What was Lala doing?
Standing right next to me. She was like, I mean, people weren't like, Lala, you too. She was in some of the pictures. Even Lisa Vanderpump was there. It was
they
Ariana.
Hate that. They hate that.
And I think I could see how it could get to someone, but if you're really my friend, it would never bother me.
Exactly.
But
you
if
would be
you
like
weren't,
so hyped for
yes,
them. Yeah.
If you weren't, because I would never want to go through that.
They're,
There's no amount of money, no attention, no ad, no job that would make me want to go through that.
They are colleagues that are friendly. They're not friends.
Well, that's what's going to make season 11 so good.
Do you think Ariana should have left Vanderpump after season 10?
No, that thought actually never even crossed my mind.
I think she should have.
I think the person who needed to leave left. That's Raquel.
I think she should have left because she had a moment. Ariana, her star has and may never be brighter.
But that's true. But where would she go? Because
I
her
don't know.
star is bright
You bet
because
on
it's
yourself.
tied to the show.
I mean, you literally started this conversation not even exactly sure where you might go. You know where you are. You have some options. You'll feel it out. You're going to bet on yourself. You're talented. It's very scary, as you know, to leave the mothership, so to speak. And I'm just wondering, like, she has all these opportunities. She's on Dancing with the Stars.
Broadway.
Like, she is on Broadway.
Oh, yeah.
She has she has always had aspirations in being an actor.
And she
She's
had a
in
Lifetime movie.
commercials.
She had
Yeah.
a Lifetime movie right
Lifetime
before
movie.
And once she goes back into season 11, she's back in the fold. She is one of the group. She is
Good
fair
point.
game to potentially have the narrative shift, which Ariana has already kind of gotten ahead of and kind of like said, hey, just so you know, this is how this shit works. You know, the tide's going to change. And come end of season 11, that star, that shine of Ariana might be drastically dimmer
When did they start filming?
in the summer, like right after 4th
So
of July.
I think it happened so soon. I think if filming had happened in January, she might not have done the show. I think like all your points are so good, but it happened right after. It was probably therapeutic for her to jump back into it without even thinking of some of these opportunities have come while she was filming after. So maybe we get one more season where she kind of wraps things up and she puts a bow on it.
Maybe.
And then that's it. But you are right. I can't see things changing for her. But if she's maybe too angry or is still talking about the same thing over and over again and not moving on with some of these experiences and new opportunities that happen, I could see an audience turning on her for that. Not going to him, not turning towards him, but just kind of like
people
move on.
And that's just how people are. They just, fans are fickle, they're petty.
Yeah.
Even as like they will have things of like, I rooted for her for too long. I'm going to change course for no actual reasons. Again,
True.
they're fans. It's just like people being fans of movie stars and football players. It's like, it's fickle. It's fandom. It's
True.
like, I don't know. I feel differently today. And
That's
I just like
actually true.
her star
Hmm.
will never be brighter. And if she was going to bet on herself, that would have been the time. And, if I were her manager, I would have suggested, hey, maybe
Take a step back.
I kind of needed as a fan to see one more season to see.
Oh, as a fan, I'm glad she didn't leave.
Yes.
I don't want her to go.
But it could help her so we see how she picks up the pieces and moves on because she's also this person who's representative of, when you have such a huge public breakup, how do you move on? Like we had Travis Kelce's ex on our podcast. We never got to air it because she, an hour later, was like, I don't want any of it to air. Very frustrating.
It's a pain in the ass. Then she actually tried to get out of the show. We said, no, we're Team Taylor.
Well, she's not anti-Taylor. So
She did say, I had him first, though.
She did. That's a fact. That's a fact. She's not saying anything that's not true. She's not anti-Taylor. And I thought our podcast with her, which I thought was disappointing, it was an opportunity for her to show herself being like the bigger person. I'm not, getting in the weeds of everything. I'm trying to move on, do my own thing. She didn't end up wanting to do it. Why did I bring this up? Oh, she was an example. I told her, you're an example to somebody who, even though y'all have not been together for a while, you took the high road. This is people who are attacking you, even though you weren't involved. And it just shows like how to deal with a big public relationship, a breakup, the aftermath when they go on to date the biggest star in the world, how you move on from that. And I feel like Ariana could be an example of that in season 11. So maybe this would be a really good thing. If she takes the high road and she just moves on with her life, or even we do see her break down in some moments and we see her ride the waves of emotion because it's still fresh if they started filming in July. And that's relatable too. I think she could still be a star.
I mean, she is a star.
But maybe it'd still be shining just as bright. Maybe after that, it's like,
I wish her nothing but the best. I love Ariana, and I'm waiting for people to just get mad at me because I'm questioning, poking holes.
Nobody's perfect. She's not perfect.
Yeah.
She's not perfect. But
okay.
Then there's Tom.
Before we get to texting office hours, I know you brought up Taylor. I like to make fun of the royal family. As I often said.
In what way?
Harry and Meghan are not my king and queen.
Well, I think
them.
I think a lot of people would say that, which is why things didn't quite work out for them the way they thought they would when they came back to the States.
As I've said before, unfortunately, the truth is, many of us have shitty families, and people have been like, "Yeah, but many people have real shitty families.
Yeah,
like there's real horrific things that go on in families.
Absolutely,
they're not the only ones. So yeah, like the only difference is their story's worth hundreds of millions of dollars, and other people who go through shitty things with their family are just like stuck with their shitty family.
Yeah,
and I just want to see more than complaining about their family.
Well, I don't know who was advising them. I don't know. I feel like even if they were getting advice, they were set on how they wanted to do it. Meghan was maybe forcing it. Maybe it was Harry. Maybe it was somewhere both. But I feel like they played this so wrong. Like everybody was rooting for them when they left. Everyone was on their side and they moved here and it seemed like they needed to get away. And then it's like, then they did the Oprah interview and then the book and then the podcast. And it just seemed like their whole brand became talking about their family. And if there's got to be more, right? There's got to be more that defines you, that you're about. And it doesn't seem like there is because you keep talking about it. I mean, we still got Meghan's book to come out.
Are you serious? They're not done griping?
No. And then there was the Netflix documentary. So like there's just so much around the same
you said
topic,
it perfectly.
And they're losing. Well, they've lost people. And now we're exhausted.
Yeah, I want to know what you're doing with your amazing platform to inspire and literally change the world.
They have they're both involved so much in humanitarian work. I would love a documentary on that. I would love to see
oh my God, I'd
the
watch
work that you do. We know that Harry's been very involved. We know that you were. That's something you had in common. I want to see that.
Yeah.
Enough about, the color of the baby and they didn't like you and, whatever. I don't know, whatever else. I want to see them. I want to see them as people. I want to see their life in Santa Barbara or Montecito, wherever they are. Yeah. That's what I want to see.
Why do you think?
I'm not saying go away. I'm just saying let's turn the page.
Right.
Why do you think Taylor Swift is disrespecting the NFL?
Why don't we get to that after texting office hours?
Disrespecting the NFL.
Did you not say that? I don't know.
I don't know if I said disrespecting. I more so blame the media and the coverage of her. I don't want to see flashes of her high-fiving Brittany Mahomes or Donna Kelsey or screaming or cursing. Like, good for her for enjoying the game. Welcome to football. We've been doing this for years. I'm like,
it's not her fault.
It's not her fault. I have not blamed her. That's the way they take the headline. But I can be annoyed when I'm watching the game. And it's like, here we go. The camera goes to them again. Like, she's there. Great. I think it is, in some ways, I think it's great for the sport, but let's let them be. They're two beautiful people, talented people in their own rights. They're dating each other. Good for them. And I get exhausted with a lot of pop culture stories. Meghan and Harry, exhausted. Travis and Taylor. I'm tired. You know? I was
supposed to go
tired
to
of the
sleep.
Renaissance tour. If I had to keep looking through my social media and seeing people like, Beehive stings me all the time. I get tired with pop culture storylines when they beat a dead horse.
Yeah.
I really do.
Well, we do that sometimes.
Yeah, I'm in the business of it as well.
All right. Well, let's give some relationship advice to a caller who needs some help.
Okay.
Hey, Quip. Get your Quip on with Quip. I love Quip because it's so easy to travel. Look at this toothbrush. It also has a really cool design. Also, check out the gum and mint dispenser. Also comes in the Chantel Martin design. Chantel Martin, she designed this toothbrush. We're thrilled to reveal Quip's latest collection with renowned artist and innovator Chantel Martin, known for her bold, exquisite artwork and diverse creative ventures. It also it looks cool. Look at that. You think you'd have a stylish toothbrush like this?
No, I love Quip. A premium, lightweight, and sleek design with no wires or bulky charger to weigh you down, which
Truly.
So appreciative because I hate the having to travel with the
whole,
and you got to plug in. It's just too much. Too much.
No, not with Quip. You have that little mirror mount. Sticks right to your mirror in every hotel, so you don't have to put it next to your grimy counter, or God only knows what's going on in those hotel rooms. Also, they have their water flosser.
The water flosser too, even if you're someone who is trying to floss regularly or has flossing as part of your routine. My family, we struggle with our gums. A lot of us have had to have gum surgery. And the one thing that a dentist will recommend to you if you have gum issues is a water flosser in addition to your normal flossing. So truly, just like make your mouth feel like, I don't even know, brand new.
I find it hiding in the bathroom water flossing all the time.
It's cool stuff. If you go to getquip.com/VIALL right now, you'll get 20% off any electric toothbrush or mint gum dispenser. Plus, listeners of this show will get an exclusive 20% off discount on the Chantel Martin Collection bundle. That's 20% off any electric toothbrush, mint and gum dispenser, or the Chantel Martin bundle at getquip.com/VIALL. That's GETQUIP.com/VIALL. Quip, the good habits company. Let it ride. Feeling lucky? I know I've been. Honestly, if you have a little extra coin in your back pocket and you want to feel a little juice, a little excitement, get those, just have some fun in your life. Let it ride. Well, DraftKings Casino is helping you do that. Unwrap the first of many presents this holiday on the house from DraftKings Casino. With hundreds of games, prizes, and promos, DraftKings Casino has everything on your list. Right now, new players who play $5 get $100 instantly in casino credits. That's 5 for 100. You literally can't beat that deal. Cozy up with all the classics like slots, blackjack, that's my game, and roulette. Ooh, so much fun. And play exclusive games you'll only find on DraftKings Casino to feel the holiday cheer all season long. If you're feeling lucky or if you're feeling down, let DraftKings Casino get the excitement juice flowing in your body. Download the DraftKings Casino app now and sign up with promo code Viall Files and play $5 to get $100 in casino credits. That's promo code Viall Files only at DraftKings Casino. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. Must be 21 years or older, physically present in Connecticut, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia only. Void in Ontario. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. One per opted in new customer. $5 wager required. Max 100 in casino credits awarded, which require one-time playthrough within 7 days. Terms at casino.draftkings.com/holidays on the house. Restrictions apply. Article doing amazing things when it comes to furniture, whether it's indoor or outdoor. Article has the furniture that you need and want for whatever season you're in.
They have elevated our backyard completely. They changed the game.
They changed the game. I've been telling people about it when you're not here, baby, but let it ride. Tell them all about it.
Oh my gosh. First of all, we have these two amazing beanbag lounge chairs that sit by our pool. They're so cozy. They're so comfortable. We are obsessed with them. They also have a day bed that you just push together. You can separate them if you want to be apart. You can also put them together and make one day bed.
They have like a whole lounge thing. You can put dinner on it. You can eat off of it. We like watching movies off of beanbag lounge chairs. It elevates the backyard so much. And if you don't have an outdoor to elevate, or maybe you're in cold weather climates right now and you're just not ready to do an outdoor thing, well, don't worry. Article has some amazing indoor furniture for you, for bedrooms to dining sets and so much more. And the best part about Article is their convenience and price, because their assortment of mid-century, modern, coastal, industrial, Scandi, and bohemian designs makes furniture shopping simple. They cut out the middleman. No silly showrooms of furniture that is not even available. No, you just go to their website, look at their selection. It's quite impressive. Get the pieces that you want, and their delivery will be sent to you shortly. The best part is they actually have inventory of the furniture that they sell. So you have to wait days, weeks, not months. You're not waiting 6 to 7 weeks for furniture that you want now. Let Article be your guide to all the furniture that you want and need right now. Article is offering our listeners $50 off your first purchase of $100 or more. To claim, visit article.com/VIALL, and the discount will be automatically applied at checkout. That's article.com/VIALL for $50 off your first purchase of $100 or more. How's it going?
Good. My name's Miranda, and I'm 23.
How can we help Miranda?
Well, I recently met a guy at a party, and I got his number from a friend, and I need to text him, and I don't really know what to say.
Okay, a true texting office hours, active situation. Do we have the, do we know it? Do we have it?
We have an active situation.
It's stupid. It's silly. It's fun. All right. So you met a guy, you got his number. Why? And we're happy to help, but why are you struggling to just, send whatever the fuck?
Yeah, I guess, I don't know. It seems a little strange. I only met him for half an hour. So I met him for a little bit of background. I met him at a party where I talked to him for a little bit and then left. And when I came back, he was talking to one of my, well, he's not really my friend, somebody I'm not on speaking terms with. And I know that he was just trying to cock block me. So it was not the best start to the night in general. So I was already kind of pissed.
So an old fling of yours, basically. Saw that you were macking on some other guy.
Oh, wow.
You left and he swooped right in. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, good to know you're in demand.
Well, they talked for probably an hour, and I know that he was doing it on purpose. So that was already pissing me off. And so I left for a little bit, or went to the bathroom, and I came back, the guy was gone. And then somehow one of my friends went on a Hinge date with his roommate, and I got his roommate's number through him. I kind of met them out on their date. We all went out afterwards, whatever. And I was oh, I met your roommate last week at a party. Could I have his number? And he gave it to me. So it just seems a little
so
backwards.
That's how
I'm not getting it from him,
Okay. All right. Interesting bit of information.
Mm-hmm.
But he gave it to you.
Yes, which is a good sign, because I was okay, if he had a girlfriend or something, then his roommate probably wouldn't have given it to me.
Did the roommate say anything else other than yeah, sure, here's the number? Was it he talked about, was there any other information that you received that would give you reason to be excited?
He was kind of oh yeah, sure, and immediately flipped around his phone and gave me the contact information. So not too much, but he wasn't immediately oh, okay. It seemed better to me than anything else.
And how did you feel about the vibes during that 30-minute conversation?
It seemed really good. He was the only one there. He didn't know anybody really, and he just started coming over and talking to me, and I was with all of my friends, so he kept kind of restarting the conversation, which felt nice, especially when I'm with everybody that I know. I don't know, he seemed into me, definitely, but I still don't want to seem desperate or coming off too strong,
You can't be desperate by showing an interest in someone, and coming off too strong, I don't know,
I'm very straightforward, and he might be shy, and maybe he didn't, because he already was coming into a situation where he didn't know a lot of people. But if he kept starting conversation with you and you felt something, I say act on it, because I'm a person who's I don't want to be in a place of wondering. What if you text and it's great? What if you never do, and then you never know what happens? So it's just go for it. If he says no, okay, well then you're right back where you started. I would just be super honest and straightforward. I would say, hey, this is Miranda. I don't normally do this. that cliche thing.
Yeah, why do we? Okay, you know what? Go, the floor is yours.
I
Go
wouldn't
ahead.
want him to think, if you are afraid, like you said, you don't want him to think you're desperate or something, like, hey, I don't normally do this, but blah, 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 this is how I got your number, but I wanted to pick, I really enjoyed meeting you the other night. Our conversation got cut short. I thought we could pick up where we left off. That would be me.
I like that.
Or if there was something like in your conversation that there was a little inside joke or like a cute little thing, like we aren't really privy to your conversation, you could maybe slide that in. But I would just love to say, like, I just want to pick up where you left off. Like, I really enjoyed talking with you.
What did you guys talk about for 30 minutes?
Well, it was like 3 weeks ago now, so it's a little bit hard.
When did you get the number?
I guess it was like a week and a half ago.
Was he
probably
drinking?
He was a little bit. I was sober though.
Can I ask?
I mean, it's like 3 weeks.
I'm going to
and
ask
alcohol.
you a question.
Okay.
A guy question. This goes, Justin, you can come in here too. This is because I don't know, like men operate different from us. Would that roommate tell his friend that a girl asked for your number? Do you think that he went back and said, hey, Miranda asked for your number, or this girl you met asked for your number?
If I gave my roommate's number to someone, I'd be like, hey, just a heads up. Like, I gave your number out.
So then he might be waiting for, like, so I'm more so saying it because it's like, he probably already knows.
Also, depending on the friendship, like, if I didn't think you were cute, I wouldn't have given
the number.
Yeah.
The friend would have lied.
Like if my boy,
that's what I thought
if this was a guy that I really like was my friend and I was looking out for him, he was my boy, I wouldn't give out his number to someone I didn't think he would find attractive. Especially
because you're tied to him because your friend is dating him. So it's not like you won't see him again.
Exactly.
So,
they've gone on like 3 dates now too. So it's definitely like, I will see him again.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where it gets more tricky.
Well, I think you're in good shape here, but kind of like what Rachel said, and what I would have done, and I would have just been like, hey, listen, like, you seem great, but like, I don't give out I don't give out people's numbers without their permission. I would have just I would have downplayed it, whatever. I wouldn't have made it about, I wouldn't have been like, no, I'm not, but like, hey, like, you should hit him up, or does he have Instagram? There's other ways of getting a hold of people.
I like searched, just did like a quick search, but he knew like one other person at the party. It was like a mutual friend, so I didn't like find anything.
Okay.
Yeah, I like saying, I just want to pick up. I enjoyed our conversation. I want to pick up where we left off. Hey.
Text him, you're way hotter than your roommate.
I knew you were going to say something crazy. So I was like, I just got to reach out. So I'm like fine with texting him. I just really didn't want to come off like desperate.
You're not going to come off desperate. I
think those stereotypes are done.
If he doesn't respond and you text him 3 times without a response, you're getting into muddy water. But like you reaching out to him, I think is totally fine, and like it's been 3 weeks, so you're going to have to like give a call back or something.
Maybe you say you were nervous to do it.
Put something cute on.
Yeah.
Take a mirror selfie and be like, hey, what do you think of this outfit?
No.
I'm kidding.
But maybe you should say that, like, I got it. I've been a little nervous because I don't do this, or I'm a little nervous because I didn't know what to say. I think playing coy a little bit like might go a long way as well, A
little bit, but I don't think you should sound so like, when you couch everything, I never do this, but if you're interested, but it's okay if not, like, don't dim your shine a little bit. I just think guys are attracted to confident women. And if it's all that matters is, does he remember you and was he excited to talk to you? It's that simple.
Take that from the guy.
And so if he wasn't that excited, if he's moved on, it really won't matter what you say. So if it doesn't really matter what you say, don't downplay yourself and don't dim your shine, or however you want to say it, for the sake of thinking that the magical wording is going to change his mind. It's either going to be like, who the fuck is this? Oh yeah, no, I don't want to go out with her. Or like, oh shit, yeah, like she was cute. I remember her. We should definitely go out. Those are the only 2 options of how he's going to interpret your message, and it really doesn't matter what you say.
We're having a Miranda full circle moment here because the Sex and the City episode, he's just not that into you. We as women So this is why I'm like, go with what Nick said. We as women tend to overthink or make excuses about a situation where the guy is like, it's either this or this. So
Yeah.
be a Miranda.
What's one thing you remember from the conversation? What's one thing that he told you that he was interested in or something?
He told me that he liked skis because we were talking about that. I was saying that I snowboard and how like I was wanting to go out soon. And we had kind of talked about that, like the ones in the area.
Okay. So like, what's up, Mr. Mogul? You know, I don't know. Like, just give him a nickname or something. Like, no, seriously, like you remember something about him, that'll be flattering. You know, try to remember something about him. Give him a nickname that you think he'll find flattering. Guys love a nickname.
Do they?
Oh my God, yes. Hey, Mr. Whatever the fuck. If I think you're complimenting me with a nickname, hey, big strong arms. I don't know, whatever the fuck. Hey, girl with just curls. Like, guys love a compliment and they love a nickname. And if you compliment him with a nickname, he'll be thrilled.
Interesting.
I promise you. So
the more you know.
The more you know. Yeah.
Hey, Daddy.
There you go. Whatever. If you think that'll make him feel good. Yeah, it's just like, hey, Mr. This or whatever. It's so and so. Like, I don't know if you heard from your roommate, but like he went out with my friend and honestly loved our conversation. I couldn't help but ask for it. I would rather have you say something like that rather than like, I never do this. Like I couldn't help myself. I think you're sexy as fuck, you know? And again, if he's into
don't say the sexy
don't say
thing.
that, but I'm saying that's the energy. That's the energy I want you to give.
Okay.
Like, I want to, you know, it's all
confidence.
It's all. It's this like, I don't think I should be asking you out. I'm gonna be like, well, I don't know if you should be either. You know, like
fair. It's fair.
Okay. So I'm just gonna text him like, no, I just want to do it.
You
got
text
this.
him with the energy that the answer is obvious for him, that he should say yes, that you're doing him a favor. With I honestly think that's the energy you should bring. I think I couldn't help myself but get your number. I would let's get together and finish our conversation. What are you up to this weekend?
Well, not this weekend.
What are you
it's
up
the
to?
holidays, but
yeah, that's the other tough part.
Yeah, you know, just be like, you know what?
But you can bring up the holidays.
Let's. You know what? You're probably busy over the holidays, but I'd love to see you in the new year. Something like that. Super chill. You sent this text not because you called in and got advice from a podcast. You were in the middle of going from the gym to work, and it was like an afterthought. And you finally like popped into your head like, oh shit, I got to do that. I got to get this done with. And that's the energy you're bringing.
Okay.
And oh, by the way,
should I say that I got his number from his roommate?
Yeah.
My crazy story. My roommate and your roommate went on a date, and I couldn't help but like ask for his number because I loved our conversation.
Yeah, I remembered our conversation. It was great. Loved it. Blah 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 blah. All the rest of it.
Okay.
I'm a little busy right now, but in the new year.
Don't say the busy.
No.
I don't think guys like when girls are too busy. So I like acknowledging you're busy. Saying I'm too busy or I'm busy is right up there with what I said at the top of just I don't normally do this.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. All right.
Yeah.
But just like something about the new year. And if he wants to hang out sooner, great.
Okay. I said, hey, it's Miranda. We met a couple of weeks ago and I got your number for your roommate. I couldn't help asking for your number.
What's his nickname? We want a nickname.
Not yet.
Why
not? Hey,
not yet. Nickname when
Thank you, Rachel.
All right.
Yeah, I want to get together in the new year.
Okay. Yeah.
Did you say you liked your conversation?
Okay. Yeah.
You have to say that you enjoyed the conversation with him.
Is there a joke in there? Like a simple joke or just a real?
Just keep it simple.
Okay, keep it simple.
Keep it simple.
All right, fine.
Yeah, that's what one of my guy friends said. He was like, don't make it too long. Just get to the point.
Yeah.
Exude confidence.
Because what if he doesn't find it funny? And he's like, this girl.
I don't think she should go, something real basic. I don't know.
It's hard because we didn't hear their conversation, you know? It'd be different if they met at like a Lakers game and then there's something there.
Right.
It's a little different.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it was just like a random house party.
I think you got it. Yeah.
Okay,
an exciting 2024 for you. Yeah.
Let us know.
Yeah. Okay, I sent it.
Amazing. You have literally nothing to lose. You will forget his existence if he doesn't text you back.
It's true.
I mean,
Leave him in
it's just like-
2023. Yeah.
Okay. Oh gosh. I'll let you know what he says
All
if he
right,
responds.
please do. And so your roommate and his roommate are hitting it off.
So she's not my roommate. She's just a good friend. But yeah, I mean, they've been going on a couple of dates and they only went out like a week and a half ago. So
Okay.
Double date.
I feel good about this.
Yeah.
I feel good about this. Yeah.
Okay, I do too. Yeah, I just wanted to get it done because I was gonna think about it. I never like meet new people, so this is
all right. Well, good luck. We're excited for you. Let us know.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for your help. It was nice to meet you both.
Likewise.
You too.
Take care.
Okay, bye.
Right,
Thank
bye-bye.
you, Rachel. Thank you, Nick. Bye.
Rachel, how's it going? No, I'm just kidding. Great advice. Now they had to step out.
I
Pregnant
needed
and
to
all.
eat something. Yeah. Woo.
Yeah.
Need a little snack.
We're back. How do we want to wrap this up?
I don't know. I mean, I could go off.
Oh, please do.
No, I was going to say promoting what I do.
Yeah.
Not go off, not a Rachel's rant segment.
Yeah.
No, I don't even know what to say. It's been a good conversation.
It's always fun having you
I
on.
have to come back.
No, you have to
I
come
have
back.
to come back.
It is not because you're not welcome.
When was the last time you were on the Viall Files?
It's been a minute.
I don't know. I'm trying to remember.
She wasn't at the other studio.
She was at the first studio.
Yeah, I was at the first. I was at the
Wow.
first studio. So how long have you been here?
Pandemic was the last time you were on.
Really?
Stop.
Yeah. Was
I
it?
feel
No,
like
she was on
was-
Going Deeper on February 9th, 2022.
So I have a once a year
Was that?
thing.
And
Oh,
she was
wow.
also on February 6th, 2019.
Okay. So
Okay, no,
2019.
it was
That
20.
That was
Well,
long.
yeah, but
That
no,
was long.
20,
Okay, that was-
22.
I think I was promoting my book when I came
Oh,
through
yes.
Miss me with that.
last time.
Yes.
But I like coming on. I like
That
talking
wasn't.
hot topics with
Okay.
you
Well,
guys.
the last time we you know, I was mistaken at the time. Was 19 when
Also,
we pissed off
it
Heather.
looks like
Hannah
Rachel,
Brown?
you didn't ask Nick with Nick on May 27th, 2020.
Yes, that's the Hannah Brown episode.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that one.
It's a powerful episode.
It was a really good episode. I enjoyed doing that.
Yeah.
I always have fun when I come on here.
Always.
And I'm happy to do it with you this
I
time.
know.
What are you doing for New Year's?
Okay, New Year's Eve is my favorite holiday and I never have plans. I always wait until the last minute.
Is that why it's your favorite? Because you just
It's my
chill?
favorite because I'm really one of those people who's
Oh, wow.
like
New
I'm leaving
year,
it behind.
new
Year.
me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
without saying it, but I
You're
embody
one
it
of
in
them.
every
Okay,
way.
okay.
I will admit it.
Okay.
I'm leaving 2023 behind. I'm
Yes.
one of those. I don't have a resolution, but it just means a lot to me. So Bryan and I were thinking of, because I'm going to Dallas for the holidays. Bryan's in Miami right now. He's going to meet me. We're going to meet in Dallas together for Christmas. And then I'm going to
Yo,
spend a
they're
few days
spending the
there.
holidays together.
Yeah, so if you
everyone.
see no pictures,
Yeah.
Everyone, calm down.
please know that we were together. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
But then I was like, maybe we do like a quick getaway for a couple of
Cute.
days, but maybe not. But it'll probably just be the two of us.
Okay.
Because I
Love.
gotta leave, and again, national championship, praying Texas makes
Oh
it.
my gosh.
My alma mater.
You're on the go.
I'm on the go.
You're
Just
busy.
for like the next couple of weeks, and then chill. But just when you say that, things start popping
No,
up. so
truly,
who
yeah.
Well,
knows?
I am super excited to see what's next for you.
Thank you.
Only big things, I am sure.
Thank you. And so, well, I know what's next for you guys.
Yeah.
I know
A
what's
little
next.
girl that looks just like Nick.
Have y'all
We
said
think.
names?
Yeah.
Privately.
We said no.
Private.
Privately, we have a
Privately.
name. Yeah. And I think she has my nose.
I have like huge baby fever. So also I'm a very good babysitter. We're walking
And you-
distance
yeah,
away
you're
from
a
each
neighbor.
other.
You're a neighbor.
I am. I'm a really good
I wouldn't
babysitter.
know because
love
I haven't
children.
seen your house.
You haven't seen my house, but you have seen me walking my dogs in the
Uh-huh.
neighborhood.
I have. I ran past Rachel not a few like a month ago.
I tell everybody, they're like, "Oh, you live LA?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Where do you live?" And I'm like, "Well, actually, I did Viall Files one time at your house." And I was like, "This is a great neighborhood." And I was like, I might look around. And I waited until a house popped up.
It's
We
a
love it.
wonderful little neighborhood.
Yeah,
Rachel, can't thank you enough. So good to see you. Tell Bryan and your family I said hello.
I will.
My favorite
I will.
hometown I ever had. It was great.
It
I
was
laughed.
fun.
I laughed the whole time.
It was fun.
Yeah.
I have a fun family.
Nick Viall slams Vanessa and Raven's family. Chooses Rachel as the best.
I knew. I was like, he's gonna have a good time. They're gonna quiz him. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
No, thank you guys for having me. Always fun. Happy holidays to you guys.
Thank you.
Likewise.
And yes. Oh, check out my podcast.
Check
Higher
out
Learning.
Yes.
Higher Learning.
Drops
promote it.
every
Give it-
Tuesday
there
and
you go.
Friday. Morally Corrupt drops every Friday as well.
All right.
things Bravo.
Check out all of Rachel's great stuff. Follow her, watch, listen to her shows. We can't thank her enough for coming on. Don't forget to send in those questions at AskNick@theViallFiles.com for all things texting office hours. Ask Nick, you know the drill. Don't forget, tomorrow we have an update special from the one, the only, the dear lady. So if you don't, she called in, Rachel, on an Ask Nick episode. And very beautiful woman, 30 years old, very sweet, just working. She's like businesswoman, had it all going for her. And she was like, I think my husband likes deer more than me. And we were like, what is going on? She had seen her husband for 2 days in the past 2 or 3 months or something, because this motherfucker always hunting.
Okay.
It was actually a really sad story.
Okay.
So much so that I was like, what do you we need to make some moves here, because this boy does not take you seriously at all. So on the call, she sent him a text and asked for a divorce.
No. That's the update?
No. That's what happened in the first call.
No, I mean, so she's
the
updating
update
you.
is what happened
He texted
after
back.
she sent the text asking for a divorce.
Excellent segment. I'm so in.
So if you are interested in an update, it is coming to you tomorrow behind Viall Files Plus. Go to viallfiles.com. It's free to sign up. Check it out. There's 22 update special episodes available to you, including our dear lady. Yep. It's an update you will not want to miss. Also, next week, don't forget that it's just Ask Nick and a classic update for all. So Tuesday, the 26th, we're not going to take over Christmas. So Ask Nick will be on Tuesday, and then our update special will be on Friday. Reality recap and going deeper. We're putting on pause, as they say in Bravo Nation.
Putting on pause.
And we're going to bring it back in the new year. So enjoy your family. Happy holidays to you all. Whatever holiday you will be celebrating. We love you. We'll see you next week. Or for some of you, we'll see you tomorrow.
You're crazy.
Bye. Hey guys, if you loved what you listened to, make sure you hit that subscribe button below. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.